I told you. What if? This 10 minutes will change your life. Imagine waking up 1 year from today. You open your eyes and for a moment, everything feels different. You're healthier. You're more confident. You're proud of yourself. And you've achieved things you once thought were impossible. Now pause and imagine the opposite. A whole year passes, but nothing changes. Same habits, same problems, same regrets. Because every day you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. The painful truth is that tomorrow never arrives. Now ask yourself one question. Which version of your future do you want to live? Because the distance between these two lives isn't measured in money. 10 minutes. Today I want to show you why 10 focused minutes each day have the power to completely transform your life. And by the end of this video, you'll realize that changing your life isn't nearly as complicated as you've been led to believe. It starts with one decision, one moment, one choice, and that choice begins right now. Most people believe successful people are simply born different. They think they have more talent, more intelligence, more opportunities. But that belief couldn't be further from the truth. The biggest difference between successful people and everyone else is that they take action while others keep waiting. They don't wait until they feel motivated. They don't wait for the perfect Monday. And they certainly don't wait for life to become easier, because they understand something that many people never learn, not the other way around. Action creates motivation. The hardest part of any journey isn't the work itself. It's taking the first step. Your mind will always try to protect you. It will tell you that you're not ready, that you need more time, that you should start tomorrow instead. But every dream you've ever had is waiting on the other side of that first step. Imagine if you had started just 10 minutes a day 1 year ago. How much stronger would you be today? How much more confident would you feel? How much closer would you be to the life you've always wanted? You can't change what happened yesterday, but you can decide what happens next. And sometimes, one small decision is all it takes to completely change the direction of your life. Think about the people you admire the most: athletes, entrepreneurs, scientists, artists. They all have one thing in common. They started before they felt ready. They didn't wake up one morning filled with confidence. They had doubts. They made mistakes. They failed more times than anyone remembers. But they refused to let fear make their decisions. Failure wasn't the end of their story. It became part of their story. Every mistake taught them something. Every setback made them stronger. Every challenge forced them to grow. The truth is, growth is uncomfortable. If you're always comfortable, you're probably standing still. Real progress begins the moment you decide to do something that feels difficult. That's why those 10 minutes matter so much. They aren't just 10 minutes of work. They're 10 minutes of proving to yourself that you're becoming someone who keeps promises. Every time you choose action over excuses, you build trust in yourself. And self-confidence doesn't appear overnight. It's earned through small victories that happen day after day. One decision, one habit, one step at a time. Now let me tell you a story. Imagine two friends graduating from school on the same day. They have the same dreams, the same amount of talent, the same 24 hours. One decides to improve himself every single day, even when he doesn't feel like it. The other keeps saying, I'll start when life gets easier. Then 6 months. The second person laughs because they still look the same. But what he doesn't realize is that real change is happening where nobody can see it. The first friend is learning, growing, building discipline, making mistakes, getting stronger. 1 year later, their lives look completely different. Not because one was luckier, not because one was smarter, but because one understood a simple truth. Small actions repeated every day create extraordinary results. Success doesn't arrive with fireworks. It arrives quietly, one ordinary day at a time. Have you ever noticed how the strongest trees don't grow overnight? Before a tree reaches toward the sky, it spends years growing its roots beneath the ground. During that time, people walk past it without giving it a second thought. It doesn't look impressive. It doesn't look successful. But beneath the surface, something incredible is happening. Every single day, the roots are growing deeper. You might study for weeks and still feel like you're not improving. You might work on your dream while nobody notices. And that's exactly where most people quit. But just because you can't see change doesn't mean change isn't happening. Every page you read adds knowledge. Every workout builds strength. You're creating a foundation that no one else can see. Then one day, people will look at your success and say, you're so lucky. What they won't see are the hundreds of ordinary days that built that success. The quiet mornings, the difficult evenings, the moments when you chose growth instead of comfort. Success isn't one big moment. It's thousands of small moments that most people never notice. But here's the truth almost nobody talks about. The biggest battle in your life isn't against other people. It's against yourself. Every morning, two voices wake up with you. One whispers, "Stay in bed. You can start tomorrow." "One more day won't matter." The other voice is quieter. It simply says, "Get up. Take the first step. Keep the promise you made to yourself." The voice you choose today becomes the person you become tomorrow. Think about every successful person you've ever admired. They weren't fearless. They didn't wake up motivated every day. There were mornings when they wanted to quit, days when they doubted themselves. But they refused to let temporary emotions destroy permanent dreams. Because motivation fades, character lasts. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're building the future version of yourself. So ask yourself, which voice will you listen to today? A wise man once said, "Your future is created by what you do repeatedly, not by what you do occasionally." Think about that for a second. Every single habit is a vote for the person you're becoming. Every workout, every page you read, every excuse you make, they're all shaping your future. Here's the scary part. You don't notice it today, but 1 year from now, those tiny choices become your life. So ask yourself, what are you voting for today? Most people think life changes on New Year's Day or on a Monday morning, but that's not how real change happens. It begins on an ordinary Tuesday, a quiet Wednesday evening, or a random afternoon when someone finally says, "Enough is enough." That decision is invisible to everyone else, but it's the moment your future begins. Years from now, people will only see your success. They'll never see the day you stopped making excuses, the day you chose action over fear. So maybe, just maybe, that moment is happening right now. But here's what most people miss. Life-changing moments rarely look life-changing. They hide inside small decisions. The workout you almost skipped, the book you almost didn't read, the opportunity you almost ignored. In the moment, they feel ordinary. But months or years later, you realize those small choices quietly built the life you're living today. Success isn't created by one giant moment. It's created by the small moments you choose not to waste. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, remember this. You woke up with something more valuable than money. Another day, another chance, another opportunity to become better than yesterday. Your future isn't decided by your past. It's decided by what you choose to do today. Because one ordinary decision can change your entire life forever. Before this video ends, I want you to imagine something. Close your eyes for just a moment. Picture yourself exactly 1 year from today. Where are you? How do you feel? What kind of person have you become? Now ask yourself one question. Did that future happen because of one lucky day? Or did it happen because you refused to quit on the ordinary days? Every small choice you make is quietly shaping the life you'll live tomorrow. Every time you choose discipline, you're giving that future version of yourself a better life. Every time you give up, you're asking your future self to pay the price. One day you'll look back on this moment. You'll either smile because you decided to begin. Don't let regret become your greatest teacher. Let action become your greatest habit. Your story is still being written. The next chapter begins with the decision you make today. As this video comes to an end, remember one thing. Nothing changes overnight, but everything can change over time. The person you admire today was once a beginner. The athlete was once too weak. The entrepreneur once had no customers. The artist once created work that nobody noticed. The student once struggled to understand. They all had moments when quitting felt easier than continuing. The difference was that they kept going, not because every day was perfect, but because they believed today's effort would become tomorrow's reward. Now it's your turn. You don't need every answer. You only need the courage to take the next step. Years from now, people may look at your life and think it happened by chance. They'll never see the discipline, the hard work, the doubts you overcame, or the fears you faced. But you'll know, everything changed the moment you stopped waiting and started acting. So don't leave this video inspired for just a few minutes. Leave with a decision. Because your future isn't built by wishes. A decision to become someone your future self will be proud of. It's built by actions, one habit, one day at a time. This could be the day you remember for the rest of your life. Take that first step. Your future is waiting.